Yeah, so the storm that Brad's on actually does look incredibly,
Hey, Ryan, tornado warning
good.
coming up for the storm in Lake Providence.
Tornado warning coming up for the storm in near Lake Providence.
A new tornado
There it
warning
is.
has been issued.
So Brad Arnold, once again, the tornado sniffer, has sniffed out the tornado before it even forms here near Lake Providence, Mississippi. We have a new tornado warning for
a new tornado warning has been issued.
What is that? Issaquena County, Mississippi, and that is going to carry over here towards Cary and Rolling Fork. This is now, other than the Greenville or the
a new tornado warning
wow.
has been issued.
Guys, there's only been a couple of tornado warnings here. For some reason, they're being displayed twice. I'm sorry about that. But anyways, the two areas of greatest concern now, let me briefly explain this, are right here and right here. These two supercells were kind of predicted by the HRRR. It's a little late, I think, but
a new tornado warning
according to the HRRR model, what we're going to see is both of these storms interact with an extremely favorable environment for tornadoes over the next several hours. So I'm really concerned about this one and this one up here. If you're out in front of these storms at all, it's going to be a long evening, and we're going to be here with you the whole time, tracking it with you. The tornado warning up here along the Mississippi or the Arkansas and Tennessee border has been allowed to expire, but that's still going to be a strong storm after it gets past Memphis and heads over towards Jackson. All right. So we're going to have to start investigating this storm really closely. Wow, there it goes. Yeah. So Brad, remember he called us earlier about 5 minutes ago and talked about those increasing rear flank winds, and you can really see them on radar now. This is a convergence signature that usually leads to potential tornado genesis. And we've got Chris Hall and Zach Hall out in front of this storm. So if this continues to go this way, we're going to have a view of the behind of the storm and the front of it as it comes through. And my goodness, look at Chris Hall's camera. Chris, oh my God, that is prolific lightning. Chris, do you got a strobe light on out there, or is that lightning?
That is lightning. This is an absolute light show, Ryan. We're just about 4 miles south of Rolling Fork, Mississippi, under what is now a tornado warning cell. And let me tell you, if we don't have the money shot and a half with Flatlands in Dixie.
Wow. That's literally nuts. This is a live view from storm chaser Chris Hall, who is just south of Rolling Fork in Mississippi, and giving us a live view of a tornado warned storm that is rapidly intensifying near Lake Providence. My goodness. And one of the ways that we know that it's rapidly intensifying is not only by looking at it on radar, but the electric activity in it. Anytime you see a storm like this, this is not one you want to mess around with. The reason there is so much lightning is because there's just so much moving stuff, right? You've got a violently, rapidly vacuum sucking, like, bottom of the storm. It's pulling in a bunch of warm, moist air, condensing it into clouds in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and then getting ripped into by the lower level jet. There's so much friction, so much, added charge, added electrons to the situation up there, and it's neutralizing with the ground. And a lot of times we look for lightning activity to predict when the next tornado is going to happen or what storm is most likely to produce a tornado. And this is exactly what you look for, especially in one that is producing such a rotation signature as this one. So let's come back to the radar. Chris Hall is over here. You guys see my cursor? Chris Hall's over here.
We're in Cleveland right now. There's a lot of flooding going on.
And let's see here. Nick Gorman has flooding over here just to the north. This is for the storm that went through Greenville. I don't know where exactly he is. Where is he? Okay, he's in Cleveland, Mississippi. So we've got street flooding going on there. But anyways, Chris's exact location is right here. This is the supercell that's producing the potential tornado. And this is where that's happening. This is a big time rotation signature now. So this could actually be producing a tornado right now, or it might be trying to here in the next little bit. And Brad Arnold is in this thing. He's inside the storm. So through the lightning there, you'll see the big time hail at some point here soon, I believe. The sky is absolutely mad. Yeah. There's so many cloud to ground bolts happening right in front of him too. And you can see that the lightning's also picking up on Zach and Frankie's camera. They are approaching the same storm as Chris, just from a different angle. They're a little bit farther north. Oh, wow. Okay, so the rotation is definitely coming together right here. This might be about to produce a tornado if it isn't already. And Chris Hall, honestly, where he's sitting, he's in the direct path of it. So he talked about having the money shot or whatever. That's quite literally the truth, because not only are we going to be able to continue to see the prolific light show from this storm from Chris, but as the storm approaches him, we'll be able to see the base of the storm and the tornado if there is one. So Chris is in perfect position to give us a view of this storm. We probably want to put Chris in the number one spot. Wow. This is by far the most impressive velocity signature that we've seen today, guys. This is why we went live today. Things are starting to ramp up.
A new tornado warning.
We got a new tornado warning for Sharkey and Humphreys County in Mississippi. So now the area where Chris Hall is under a tornado warning.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
There's not a CC drop with this yet. But I'm telling you right now, the velocity on this storm is nuts. So earlier today, we saw a reflectivity, a hook echo that looked nuts. But now we're seeing the opposite. The hook on this one doesn't look as impressive, but the velocity, the actual rotation is absolutely insane here. So this one's probably going to produce a tornado. If it's not already, it could very well be. This is a very rural area where it is. So this could be ripping up trees right now, and we won't even know until it starts showing up on the correlation coefficient, which it still isn't just yet. And honestly, we're just going to have to watch our storm chasers really closely here, because they're going to have the best view of this thing. Chris, how's the inflow feel like? Does this feel like a tornado producer? Like what's it feel like? What's the atmosphere like out there?
Oh my
This is Zach and Frankie.
Right now, no, it's not accurate, but my car has 74, and we're definitely getting close to it. We've got winds now facing the storm. They're no longer blowing in the car; they're now blowing into the storm. We're watching this really close because we're almost a little too close for comfort if this thing does drop pretty soon. But as of right now, there's so much lightning that it is very hard to tell if there's any lowering. But we're gonna watch it just for another minute or two, and we'll get back to you here just shortly.
All right. Yeah, Frank, we've got your stream pulled up. The lightning is crazy, man. What's going on out there?
Yeah, me and Frankie are in Rolling Fork, Mississippi. We're trying to get just out of town. I mean, looking at the radar, I'd be kind of hard-pressed to believe there's not a tornado with this. So we're just trying to get in position to get a view. I mean, it's obviously dark, but the terrain isn't too bad here.
Yeah, we've got a huge bounded weak echo region here. The velocity is the most impressive thing we've seen all day. I would say we'll probably start seeing something on the correlation coefficient here soon. So just be safe, and we're watching you. We're on the edge of our seats. Holy donut hole.
We're going to try to get south and get turned around so we can get a view so we can't see anything. Just trying to get south as quick as we can. This is pretty dangerous.
Wow. Guys, look at this. That is, once again, another just insane feature on the radar that we usually don't see. Bounded weak echo region. This is where the tornado either is right now or trying to be. I still don't see anything on the correlation coefficient. There might be something here. Once again, remember, we are in a radar hole. We're far away from the actual radar site, so we're not going to see like a really good CC drop unless there's a very tall and thick kind of debris signature. But this could be the first signs of some of those tree limbs and stuff being thrown up into the air here. My goodness.
Hey Ryan, this is Chris. Definitely have a large lowering on this storm. Large lowering right in
New
front of us.
information. This
Okay.
tornado warning has
All
been
right.
upgraded.
The National Weather Service has decided to upgrade this now to a PDS tornado warning, y'all. PDS warning. All right, so what that means is this is a particularly dangerous situation. And things are, once again, kind of picking up in the way that we thought they would right here as the ingredients start to come together. Once again, we have a PDS tornado warning now for Issaquena. Somebody please help me with the pronunciation on that, who can actually talk to me. I think it's Issaquena County in Mississippi. This is a life-threatening situation, y'all. You got to take shelter, and you got to do it very quickly.
New information. This tornado
Humphreys
warning
County
has been
and
upgraded.
Sharkey County, Mississippi, that's also been upgraded to a PDS tornado warning now. Once again, we have a tornado on the ground, and this is a big tornado. This is not a regular kind of tornado. All tornadoes are dangerous, but this is a life-threatening and damaging tornado, producing damage, moving towards Rolling Fork. Zach and Frankie are here right in front of it. You know, I mean, they're literally right in the path. So we're either going to see it through their stream, or they're going to have to get the heck out of Dodge right before it gets there. Let's see here. Yeah, they've updated that to a PDS warning. Definitely something on the ground there. Are you seeing anything? I know it's hard to tell, but just let us know if you're seeing anything just yet.
Ryan, I have reasons to believe that there is a tornado on the ground with the storm.
Ryan, there is so much cloud-to-ground lightning in this. You can tell how intense it is. We can see. We just got a good flash. It looks like there's a tornado on the ground just to our west here. The cloud bases are super low to the ground.
Wow.
This storm's going to come really close to Rolling Fork. Really close to Rolling Fork.
Okay. All right. Chris, Zach and Frankie are just a couple miles to your north, and I'm pretty sure we just saw a tornado through their feed. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but man, it looks big. All right. Screenshot warriors.
Uploading a picture to right now on the Twitter.
Somebody
tornado on the
during
ground.
one of these
Looks like
lightning
a calm
flashes,
tornado on the ground,
screenshot
moving into
this
Rolling Fork
tornado,
this time.
and then blow it up, and send it to me privately. Don't put it on Twitter. We don't want to rip these guys' feeds off. But put it in our Discord server. Put it in, a direct message to me or something, so that we can show what this thing looks like. But man, there is a big tornado right in there, and it's heading right towards Rolling Fork. Holy smokes. I'm going to dive into the mesoscale here. And try to see where this tornado is and where it's about to be. So right now, this once again, guys, there is a monster tornado on the ground here. It's dark. You can't hardly see it. But there's a huge tornado on the ground here somewhere to the south and east of Mayersville, Mississippi, and to the south and west of Rolling Fork, Mississippi. I believe that it's pretty close to the Howard Miller WMA and the Magnolia Plantation shopping area. This is going to go
significant RFD right here, either RFD or inflow. I'm going to go a little bit south for just a minute. This is looks like a pretty significant tornado with lightning flashes. Oh yeah, big tornado on the ground.
Okay, so there's a big tornado on the ground here. Once again, Chris and Zach both are near the Mount Ollie NB Church. And this thing is going to cross the road. It's going to cross Highway 61 here, somewhere around the Mount Ollie NB Church. Okay, so that, wow. Yeah, we're not going to be able to see it, I don't think. This is shielded in rain. So if you see this giant area of precipitation out in front of the tornado here, there's no way we're seeing that. But there it is. There's your big correlation coefficient drop. There it is. There is big time debris coming up into the sky now. And once again, this is going to cross Highway 61 near Rolling Fork, near the Mount Ollie MB Church. The tornado is probably somewhere around the Indian Bayou State Wildlife area right now. If you guys are from this area, you know what I'm talking about. The Elmwood Cemetery, the Mound Cemetery, that's around where the tornado is right now. It's huge. It's lifting debris into the air, thousands of feet into the air, and it's going to continue to move east towards the Twin Oaks State Wildlife Management Area and Sandy Bayou Road, just to the east of Rolling Fork. Unfortunately, I do think that the center of rotation, the tornado itself, is going to try to go right through Rolling Fork. Rolling Fork is not a huge town, but we do have some stuff here like the Sharkey Community Hospital. We've got the South Delta High School, the Rolling Fork Church of Christ, and the Sharkey Academy. Please get underground, guys. This is a life-threatening situation. This is not something that you're just going to accidentally get through. If you're in Rolling Fork, you have to run. You have to run, not walk to your safe spot. You do not have much time. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm telling you this because this
New
is
information. This
a
tornado warning
huge,
has been upgraded.
dangerous tornado. Now we have a tornado emergency. Okay, who just tried to contact me?
Hey, Ryan.
Go ahead, Riley.
Reed said there is a wedge on the ground about 1 mile to 2 miles wide.
Wow. Okay, so we've got a professional storm chaser out there seeing a wedge tornado potentially 1 mile or 2 wide. Once again, potentially a mile or two wide. Where's Brad Arnold? I don't see his marker. Do you guys see his marker? Okay, he's up here. He got caught up on the river. I see. All right, so he's still trying to get around the river. He's going to get in front of this thing. Guys, if you're just now tuning in, we have a large tornado, about a mile or two wide potentially, going right towards the town of Rolling Fork in Mississippi. This is, once again, one of the more dangerous situations you'll ever find yourself in your entire life if you live in Rolling Fork. You cannot play around with this thing. In order to survive this, you're going to have to barricade yourself with as many layers of protection between you and the outside world as possible. You need to get underground. If there's any way for you to get underground, that's the first thing that you need to do. If you can't do that, you need to find a sturdy structure. Hopefully it's your house. You need to get into the most interior room of that structure. You need to put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. If you have a helmet, got one in the garage, grab it real quick. Bike helmets for the kids, baseball helmets, football helmets, don't matter what it is, put that on as well. You might, if you have enough time, honestly, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would just get to my safe spot. But if you have enough time, you might want to actually, grab the mattress off the bed and put that above you too. Like if you're going to go get in the interior bathroom or something, get in the bathtub, put the mattress over you and hunker down. The way that people get hurt in situations like this is not by getting sucked up by the tornado. It's by pieces of debris flying around and hitting your head. Protect your head, because this is the kind of storm that is almost certainly going to cause significant damage and potentially completely destroy your home. This is a life-threatening situation. Seek shelter now. We've got a tornado emergency for Humphreys and Sharkey County in Mississippi. Once again, a potentially 1 or 2 mile wide tornado out here. I'm going to see if I can't hear some more updates from our chasers here. Okay, never mind. There's nothing new there. All right, I'm going to go to each one individually if I can reach them. Okay, I can't. All right, Zach Hall has a picture. Zach Hall has a picture. This is it. Big tornado just south of Rolling Fork, Mississippi. Zach said he could hear the roar from this distance. He could hear the roar of the tornado from that distance. And that's what it's looking like as it comes up through. Once again, this is a huge, violent tornado working through Rolling Fork right now. Unfortunately, guys, I do think that this is going through the town. This is going through the town of Rolling Fork right now. Unfortunately, all we can do is hope for the best for these people. There's currently a violent tornado working through the town of Rolling Fork right now. Honestly, it looks like it's as big as the town. We've got stuff like the Family Dollar here, the South Delta Elementary School, Napa Auto Parts. Pretty much the tornado could be anywhere from South Delta High School all the way up to the Napa Auto Parts there on Highway 14. Hope to goodness that everybody in that town was underground. And then, of course, we're going to have Chris Hall. He's going to roll right into the city as soon as this passes through, and we'll be able to see if the town took a direct hit minutes after this storm gets by, which unfortunately it looks like that happened. Now, we got to start thinking about what's next. Okay, so this thing's moving fast, as you can see. We've got a huge damaging tornado now moving up Highway 61, getting ready to cross Matthews Boulevard. And then it's going to make it all the way up there towards Anguilla and the Sharkey Country Club. All right. And then this is going to parallel, once again, the Highway 61 area all the way up towards Rose Hill MB Church. Now, the good news is the path of this storm for the next, 30 miles or so is pretty barren. There's not a lot of stuff out here. It's pretty rural. But eventually, this is going to make a beeline for Silver City. All right, Silver City in Mississippi. So you guys need to start thinking about what you're going to do over there as this storm gets closer and closer to you. Now, we can hope that this is going to let up before it gets there. But this is the kind of situation where there's no reason for us to believe that's the case. It only looks to me like there's room for this to grow as it goes farther down the road here. Once again, this is where the tornado is. Big, giant tornado on the ground here, moving up towards Anguilla right now. Tornado emergency. A tornado emergency is in effect. Wow. Yeah, big tornado. I want to get an update from some of our storm chasers. I think they lost signal. Chris, just checking on you, man. How are things going there? Just give us an update. We lost your feed. Okay, can't get a hold of Zach. Obviously, a tornado just went through here, guys. So,
Ryan, I don't know if you can hear me or not. Starts to have 0 edge of the.
yeah, tornado just went through here. So the service is a little bit. Service is a little bit iffy, but they are both okay. And we're about to get an update from Chris, I believe, from Rolling Fork. And unfortunately, guys, we might get some bad news out of Rolling Fork. I just want to get you prepared for that. Yeah, I told you all this could go from 0 to 100 quickly, and that's exactly what's happened here. Oh boy. So it looks like Zach and Frankie have come up on some damage here. They are just south of Rolling Fork. I'm going to try to get an update from them. Okay, I still don't have any signal to reach Zach or Frankie, but what you're looking at here is a live shot from the damage that Zach and Frankie have just rolled up on. Once again, I really think that the town of Rolling Fork, Mississippi, took a direct hit from I mean, one of the higher end tornadoes that we've seen in a while. So unfortunately, we are probably going to start hearing a lot of bad news out of that area. We've got people in the back end that are listening to emergency management feeds. We've got emergency managers that are watching. That'll help us, relay that news. But for right now, we also have to continue to relay the warnings. This is still on the ground, guys. This is still a massive tornado. It's going just to the south of Anguilla, and then it's going to go up towards Midnight and Silver City. If I'm in Midnight or Silver City in Mississippi, I am getting to my safe spot, guys. This is a huge, a huge tornado. And you are not going to want to be outside of your safe spot when this thing goes by. I promise you that. Yeah, and there are different things that you can do to kind of estimate. Everybody always asks in a situation like this, "Ooh, was it an EF5 or was it an EF3?" We don't know, and we won't know until the tornado or the National Weather Service goes out and
Chris,
analyzes this. But according to the radar there, it's very probable that this was at least an EF4. We don't know that for sure. That calculation could be wrong, but just based off the velocities, that could be what we see from this. Comes from the Emerson calculator. What did Chris say?
Ryan, there is so much cloud to ground lightning in this.
That's not Chris.
And it's Chris. We've got skimmage.
We got what? Yeah, we got skimmage. Is that something I'm supposed to know what it means? Oh boy.
New MCD, SPC says EF3 plus ongoing.
Okay, so yeah, even the Storm Prediction Center says that there's an EF3 tornado at least ongoing right now. And my goodness, it's hard to make out what we're looking at here, but there's definitely some big time significant damage here on Zach and Frankie's stream. Once again, this is a live look at the area near Rolling Fork, which has been struck by a huge tornado, guys. The EF3, EF4, somewhere in there. And this thing is still going on. This is still a huge tornado. Thankfully, right now, at this very moment, it's in a pretty rural area. But I just want to emphasize that anybody in Humphreys County or Sharkey County, Mississippi right now should be underground. Everybody in those counties. This is going to eventually make it up to Silver City, Luis, and Belzoni. Once it gets there, it could produce, life-threatening damage. Go ahead and get to shelter. And also anybody that's in between. Wow. Yeah, this is one of the more damaging tornadoes that we've seen, honestly. And what we'll see now is this is very similar to the Mayfield tornado. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember the Mayfield, Kentucky tornado. What we saw was, of course, the original debris ball here. But then you start to see this correlation coefficient drop to the north of that, right? And you're like, okay, what's that? Is that another tornado?
Has been issued.
No, it's not. It's the debris that's been picked up from Rolling Fork is now being lofted up thousands of feet into the air. So now we just, in the cloud here, we have pieces of people's homes. We have leaves. We have tree branches and stuff just floating around in the cloud. And we can see that now miles away from where the tornado actually is.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
A lot of times what will happen is this debris field will spread out and it'll rain debris 50, 60, 70 miles away from where the tornado is even happening. And that only happens in very, very significant tornadoes. So unfortunately, that looks like what we're dealing with here. This will be one that we, this is going to be bad. This is, I feel bad for Chris and Zach and those guys as what they're driving into. Which, by the way, I need to talk to Chris. Chris, can you come again? I didn't get that last update. Chris is in a pretty bad dead zone, so I don't know when we'll hear from him again. But I'd say all of our storm chasers are their chase is over. Oh wow! Oh, by the way, guys, I've got another incredible view of the tornado. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to show it. I was not going to show it, but they blocked me. Oh my God. I hate weather Twitter so much. Anyways, this is once again, this is still ongoing. The reason I'm not giving like point to point updates on the tornado and its location right now is because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I do want to spend some time talking about the news, because now I know we've got a bunch of people who have family members in this area that need to know what happened. So I'm trying to do that. But as soon as this gets closer to some other areas, we'll let you know. This is Chris Hall. Chris, what's up?
Significant damage. I have no concern.
Chris, I can barely hear you. All I heard was significant damage. Are you okay? Are people there okay? What do you need? He barely has service. I'd say the cell towers got taken out. Chris. Okay, I can't hear him. He's tried calling me, but I can't hear him. But it sounded the little tidbits that I heard, it sounded pretty chaotic out there. Cell tower is knocked over. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Guys, if you're just now tuning in, we just had a massive tornado go through a town called Rolling Fork, Mississippi. I honestly, I'm sick to my stomach thinking about what is going on there right now. Zach, Chris, Brian Allen, all these guys are there. And they are assisting with the immediate recovery, probably even search and rescue right now. But we can't get a hold of them because the cell service is out. Yeah, that's all I can tell you right now. We have to, unfortunately, we have to get back into tornado tracking mode because this is starting to get back into an area where it's going to impact more places. If I go over to the Radar Omega app, because it's better to see the locations and stuff, you can see that we have this huge area of rotation right here south of Bombers and moving up towards Midnight and Silver City. Okay, so this thing just went right through Rolling Fork, then up towards Holland Landing. It just crossed over Highway 14, and now it's going to go towards Midnight and Silver City in Mississippi. I'm sorry. And this thing is still on the ground, guys. This is once again a Mayfield-esque tornadoes. You guys remember seeing that all over the national news? This is that kind of situation, potentially even worse. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm not trying to be hype up weather guy. I'm trying to get you to take this seriously. If you live in Belzona, Silver City, Midnight, Romeo, Louise, any of these places in Mississippi, you've been under tornado warnings before. You've probably been under a bunch and you're fine, right? This one's not going to be like that. You're not going to accidentally survive this. You have to try. You have to try hard. And the way that you need to do that is by getting into the safest spot possible. First of all, underground. Underground, that's the best place to go. Second of all, if you can't do that, the most interior room of your home, whichever one has the least amount of glass. You want to be in there, and imagine you had superpowers and you could punch through all 4 of the walls. As long as your hand goes into another room, when that happens, you're in a good spot. A lot of times that's an interior bathroom or a closet. Get in there, bring a helmet. Put on a helmet. Seriously, put on a helmet. Keep me with you. Bring your phone, cellular device. There's a chance that the cell towers go down, but if they don't, we'll be able to stay connected. And also you'll be able to contact emergency services if needed. Put on a pair of shoes. This is something that a lot of people don't think about. Put on a pair of shoes, put on some clothes like you're going to go on for a walk in a rainstorm. Because if your house experiences significant damage and you have to evacuate because of a gas leak, a fire, or something like that, you're going to have to walk over nails, wood, splinters, and it's going to be wet. So go ahead and put on a pair of shoes, put on a raincoat, a jacket, whatever you need, and get ready. Especially if you are in Midnight or Silver City. because this is the once again one of the most dangerous situations you've ever found yourself in this area. All we can do now is hope that the tornado dissipates. Latest radar scans don't show that happening, though. Unfortunately, we still have an incredible area of rotation here as the storm gets closer and closer to midnight. And we still have this huge debris ball up here to the north as well. And unfortunately, this is going to eventually get into a pretty gnarly radar hole here, and we're going to lose. We're going to lose sight of the debris ball, unfortunately, because we're going to get farther away from the radar. But we still have a view of where the tornado is. All of our storm chasers are held back up here in Rolling Fork, where there is significant damage. Very significant damage. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is Zach Hall just posted this to his Twitter. I just retweeted it. The damage in Rolling Fork, Mississippi is bad. People are trapped. We need help here. That, you see that tree? Every limb, every branch, everything gone. Splintered, disintegrated. That is not good, guys. And once again, the picture that you're seeing here is the monster storm that produced this damage is still on the ground. And it is moving towards you if you're in Midnight, Mississippi, or Silver City. I want to make it abundantly clear that everybody in Humphreys County or Sharkey County, Mississippi needs to be in their safe spot. But especially if you are anywhere near Midnight or Silver City. In fact, if you can get in your car and drive to Silver City or Midnight right now in the next 20 minutes, you're probably too close to this thing. You don't want to risk it. So take shelter now. It looks like Midnight might take a direct hit from this storm, just like Rolling Fork did there. And all we can do is hope that for whatever reason or another, the thing dissipates before it gets there. But that's not looking likely. We do have another storm chaser that is getting into position to see this thing. And that's Brett Adair. But now Brett is getting into the area where the cell towers are down, so we're losing his feed as well. Intense tornado, EF3 or higher, is ongoing here as it approaches Midnight in Silver City. There's a slight chance that the town of Midnight
Ryan,
gets
if you can hear
grazed.
me, get any available help to Rolling Fork. Get us any available help to Rolling Fork.
All right, Chris, I know you're busy. We're going to make sure that happens. So just anytime you can give us a specific update, just let us know. The air is yours. Okay, Andy wants to chime in. Andy, just a heads up. Chris is probably going to break back through. Okay, here he is.
A complete demolished community. I need all hands on deck. Search and rescue ongoing. Folks are under rubble. We need all the help we can get here now. Ryan, is there any way you can switch to me off air channel for a minute while I have a bar of service?
Yeah. Wait, what? What did he just ask?
Ryan, is there any way you can switch to me off air channel for a minute while I have a bar of service?
Oh, okay. Chris wants to talk to me off air. Andy, go ahead. I got to mute myself real quick. Go ahead, Andy.
Okay. Hello, Ryan, stream in addition to mine. I was here to tell you guys about also the northern tornado warning in northern Mississippi that is now passing over Interstate 55. It looks pretty dangerous as well. And the parameters are in the right spot there to keep this thing going as well. It's got mostly clean inflow like our other one. So Enid, Oxford, and Water Valley, Mississippi, populated areas that are in a tornado warning up here. Nothing has been confirmed yet nothing has been confirmed yet with this northern tornado warning that's passing over Enid right now, but it does look very dangerous. So we want to make sure that we're including everyone, still talking about everyone who's in these risk areas today. So please pay attention to that up there in Oxford, Mississippi, Water Valley, Cortland, and Enid, okay, along Interstate 55. Okay, and then addition to that, Ryan, I also wanted to tell you that Jackson, Tennessee, that's a populated area. That city is about to see some really powerful winds, and they're warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds. We saw 80-mile-an-hour winds showing up right next to the radar just 15 minutes ago or so. And so these powerful winds are going to impact Jackson, Tennessee, and a lot of Interstate 40. Okay, so everybody who's in a warning right now, considerable severe thunderstorm or tornado warning, needs to be paying attention to these things, even as we have an ongoing tornado emergency.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andy.
Okay, I think you still need me, Ryan. Can you nod?
Oh.
Okay, I can't hear you right now.
You can't hear me?
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Ryan, can you copy this?
Here, let's go back to the. I'll give
I
you
don't know
some
why
more
you can't hear
information
me.
on this tornado emergency. As it's about to impact the town of Midnight, Mississippi. If it's not doing so already, you have seconds. Silver City is in the direct
If I tell Andy that I can hear him.
Impact next up, and this tornado does look like it's still on the ground.
Zach,
yeah,
I can hear you. What's up?
It is not doing damage in Midnight, Mississippi right now along Highway 49 West. So Silver City and Humphreys County, Mississippi, up next. Let me make sure I relay this. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a storm-specific discussion. So they are discussing the storm in detail, and they have said that the conditions for the storm will, out ahead of it, and the inflow for it, all the air streaming into it, will support its existence for another 30 to 60 minutes at least. Okay, so Chula, Black Hawk, Vyden, and Winona, Mississippi are 30 minutes, 45 minutes down the line for this tornado warning.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
So everybody
I'm just
in
gonna
the
have to
path of
close
this
out of
should
Zoom.
be,
I'm gonna have to just kill
should
him.
be paying attention, because
Not
this
literally.
tornado does still appear to be on the ground.
Let's see here. Okay. All right. First of all, a huge shout out to meteorologist Andy Hill. Like, we love him, but I could not hear what Zach or anybody was saying with that, and I couldn't turn his volume down individually. Anyways, guys, if you're just now tuning in, this is the damage that's coming out of Rolling Fork, Mississippi. Guys, this tornado, this monster tornado that produced this damage, is still on the ground, and it's moving right towards Silver City right now. Okay, Silver City, Mississippi, Belzona, Mississippi. All you guys are in the direct path of an EF3 or higher tornado, and it's very important that you get to shelter right now. But once again, this is what it looks like on radar. This is where it is. It's still ongoing. And then a new tornado or confirmed tornado warning has been issued all the way up here towards Carrollton, Kruger, Chula, Keola. You guys are all in the path of this big time tornado as well. We've got another warning up here for Water Valley and Oxford, Mississippi. And that's all the tornado warnings we have right now. Obviously, we have to kind of focus on this storm right here, as this is continuing to produce a huge debris field. And unfortunately, I've got a bad feeling about Silver City. It looks like Midnight might have been grazed or missed just to the north, but Silver City looks now to potentially be taking a direct hit from a tornado here in the next little bit. Once again, I want to bear with me, because I've got a lot of different things that are going on. We've got an ongoing tornado. We've got news coming in, and things are just bad out here. But I want to mention once again.
Ryan, can you copy this message?
Yeah, let me. Yes, Zach, I can hear you. Go ahead.
I don't know what you're able to do, what people are able to do, but this town needs help. We've got people trapped, people screaming for help. We got a storm chaser here that I'm not going to name who was hit and is cut up bad. But if you have anyone, resources, people you can call, that would be fantastic.
Okay, guys, how many people do we have watching right now? Like, how many people are tuned in? Okay, there's 60,000 people watching this stream right now. What we need to do is work together to relay some of this messages to the people that need to know. Obviously, the emergency management services in this very general area know what happened and they're en route. But this is the kind of situation where we need neighboring cities more than likely to send out a fire truck or two. If we've got people watching down here in Holly Bluff, Hollandale, Lake Providence, Valley Park, we probably need, as many people as possible. Not just regular everyday citizens, but like if, fire departments, everybody. I know there's a ton of emergency management offices that watch this channel. Your help is needed, and it's probably going to be needed between Rolling Fork and Silver City as this huge tornado is causing significant damage. We got people trapped. It sounds like a very, very bad situation down here in Rolling Fork. So all of the storm chasers that work with us are stopped here and they're trying to help out. And obviously the immediate concern is search and rescue, getting people pulled out of those homes, rescuing people that need help. But this whole stretch of land is going to need help for a long time. So I would say that Chris Hall's not going to be leaving the Rolling Fork area for a while as we continue to try to help people there for the next week, 2 weeks, however long it takes. Unfortunately, it looks like there are going to be more towns added to that list that need help. Midnight, once again, it looks like that town might have been barely missed to the north, and Silver City, that looks like it's coming right for you. So if you're in Silver City, brace for impact. This is a tornado emergency. Your life is in extreme danger. Do not take this lightly and get to shelter now. Okay, are you able to update our number? Is it currently updated? Okay. All right, so guys, I see a lot of you. We've got a lot of support coming in through YouTube for helping out the people in these towns that are getting hit, and that is a great way to do it. However, the best way to do it is through our stickers or our website. I really hate to take time to do this, but if we can get everybody together to do this really quick, I think that we can make a big difference here. We've already got storm chasers down there. We've already got we've got a lot of people down there. All I need to do tomorrow is give them a credit card and say, hey, go buy whatever anybody needs and help them. And we can do that with your help on the website, shopryanhall.com. Mods, put it in the chat. Let's do what we do best. Y'all squad, show up. It costs us barely anything to make these stickers. You pick your price on the sticker, and then the rest of it completely goes towards me giving that money to the storm chasers so that we can help people in need. You don't have to do it, but if you can do it, that would be a big help. shopryanhall.com. And okay, yeah, and there we go. So we right off the bat, we've got $10,000. So every single person that wants to help, please go to shopryanhall.com and do that. 100% of all the money is going to go to Chris Hall and whoever needs it to then help people tomorrow or tonight or as soon as possible. All right. So anyways, what's happening here is we've got an ongoing tornado in Silver City now. Hopefully all those people have gotten to their safe spot and are underground right now because it's going through the city. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this one is getting missed like the other one. However, we do need to now start thinking about Chula. Okay, Chula and Kruger, you're downstream here. This tornado is going to continue to come down, and it's potentially going to cause a big problem for you. All right, so please take shelter right now. Okay, Brett Adair's really close to this. I wonder if I can get a hold of him yet. Brett, this is Ryan. We're live on YouTube. You're getting dangerously close to this thing, man. Are you seeing anything? What's going on out there? This is
Hey, Ryan, this is Brett. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Very intense tornado just crossed 49 West here at Silver City in front of me, waiting on the RFD slot to sling around to go into town to see what happened. But I had the drone up, captured the large tornado coming into town with the drone, and then it crossed in front of me on the ground level here with substantial power flashes. And you could see the debris airborne, even in the darkness with the explosions.
Okay. All right. So that was the latest from Storm Chaser Brett Adair. Let's see here. I'm going to real quick. I've got people calling me. I got a lot of stuff going on, guys. Give me just a second. I'm going to take a quick moment to talk to some people here. I'm going to let you watch Andy real quick. Give me just a second.
Highway 49 East, right about here is probably where the tornado will pass on its current trend along Highway 49 East, and then eventually towards Black Hawk in Mississippi and State Road or County Road 17 here. Eventually, this tornado will make its way along the Interstate 55 corridor. Let me draw that for you. And it could be anywhere from Duck Hill through Winona down to Vyden. This is my advance heads up within the tornado polygon. Carrollton, Coila, and Black Hawk should all be in their tornado safe spots right now. Again, if you need a refresher on that, this is one of the first times you're hearing about safe spots. It is the interior most room of your house or the lowest level on the lowest level.
New information. This
okay, guys,
tornado
back
warning
into storm coverage mode. We got a new tornado emergency now. A new tornado emergency for Carroll County, Holmes County, Humphreys County, and LaFleur County in Mississippi. So now we need everybody up here to once again run, do not walk. Run, do not walk to shelter. All right, this is flattening towns. Guys, some of the stuff that I'm hearing from Chris and Zach and these guys that are down here in Rolling Fork is, I mean, it's bad. And there's nothing stopping this thing from doing this to several more towns tonight. Unfortunately, it looks like something similar might have happened in Silver City, and it's not stopping. We're going to have more instances like this as this goes towards Chula, Kruger, and Black Hawk in Mississippi. This is what we feared would happen today. If, like we said, if any of these storms got the ability to root up and take advantage of the environment, they would produce a significant tornado, and that's exactly what's happening here. Thankfully, right now we only have one. We only have one tornado on the ground. Now there are a couple of warnings. We've got one up here for Water Valley, Taylor, and Oxford in Mississippi, but this rotation doesn't look quite as robust. We've got one big nasty monster tornado on the ground. And it is down here to the east of Silver City. Brett, let us know if you come across any big time damage there. It looks like it's still on the ground. The guys back to the south and west towards Rolling Fork are just it's terrible what's happened back there. So just keep us updated. And who knows how long this is going to go? Who knows how long this is going to continue to go on? As this is right on the front of this kind of boundary area. This is going to continue to move up to the north and east like this, and nothing stops this from making it all the way to Winona. Nothing stops this from making it to Vaden. So please, y'all, please take shelter and please be hyper weather aware tonight. We also have to continue to think about other storms too. These storms up here could try to cause more problems. These storms down here could get more rotational areas in them. It's only 9:45 p.m. Like I said, this is going to be a problem that we're dealing with through midnight 2 a.m. So unfortunately, several more towns are under the gun for potentially a damaging tornado tonight. Let's go into Radar Omega because this app is by far the best for looking at locations. We can see down to the street level what's going on here. Literally, there's a house right here on Townsend Road that's potentially getting directly impacted by this tornado. Look at where it's going next, though. We're going to see this thing come up towards Grass Lake, Choctaw, and then eventually Butler and Wyatt. This is, once again, moving towards Chula, and it's getting ready to cross Highway 12 here. Once again, if you know where Grass Lake or Omega is in Mississippi, that's where the tornado is. It's getting ready to cross Highway 12 in between you and go right towards Choctaw. Everybody in this area needs to be underground. This is not the kind of tornado where you can just, get in the, the living room and be all right. All right. You are going to have to try to survive this one, unfortunately. And the way you can do that is by barricading yourself with as many layers of protection between you and the outside world as possible. So a lot of storm chasers are back on this one. There's one that's reporting power flashes still just to the northeast of Silver City. Sorry. And so that just tells me that this thing is still on the ground. It's been on the ground for a while, and it's going to continue to be on the ground over the next little bit. Let's see here. And by the way, guys, literally in 15 minutes, we've already got $40,000. Thank you, guys. Seriously, that's going to be able to go a long ways with our. And honestly, I'll probably go down there. We can load up our trailers with supplies here and take them down there. It's amazing that we're able to do that. Thank y'all. Hopefully, we're not going to need it for any more places. There's a chance that this thing at some point slows down, but right now it's doing no such thing, as we still have a violently rotating storm moving right towards Chula here. And I want to be, fine point to the point, like where this thing is, because for a while it was going over a pretty rural area, but now it's getting back into where, this isn't like a heavily populated area or anything, but there's these little communities. People live all up and down these roads. Once again, if you zoom in, you can see like that's a house. So I'm trying to, we've got a lot of news coming in from Rolling Fork, and we will relay that. But guys, I'm doing the weather. I've got to give you updates on what's happening next as well. Zachary Hall is saying, per a Rolling Fork, Mississippi police officer. This is a message from a Rolling Fork, Mississippi police officer. Major tornado damage. We need as many ambulances as possible and any help for search and rescue in this town. Any help is needed in Rolling Fork, Mississippi, y'all. I'm trying to get a hold of them. Zach, do you copy?
Yes, I finally have enough service. I'm trying to get on socials.
Okay, we've relayed your message here about needing as many people as possible to all 60,000 of our viewers. Is there anything else that you would like to say? We're getting a lot of news out of there. What are you seeing right now?
Man, there's major widespread damage, violent tornado-like damage. I had someone come up per a Rolling Fork, Mississippi police officer and ask if we can get as many ambulances as possible into this town and as many people possible for search and rescue. People are yelling for help. There's just so much damage. We're trying to do search and recovery, help people get people in cars to go to the hospital, that sort of thing. But I don't know how long they're going to have service. It keeps going in and out.
Okay, well,
A
just
new
keep us
tornado
updated, and
warning
if you
has been
need
issued.
anything from me, like if there's anything that we can do on this end, once again, we've got a huge pool of people and resources here that can kind of pull some strings. Just let us know, but help should be on the way.
Thank you so much, bro. You're helping. You're helping people. I promise.
Okay. All right. So what you're hearing is a conversation between me and Storm Chaser Zach in Rolling Fork, Mississippi, where it looks like a very significant tornado just went through. And this tornado is still on the ground right now. Now, it also went through Silver City. I haven't heard much about what happened there. But I would just about bet that that area also has some damage as well. Let's ask Nick Gorman. Nick, is there any damage there around Silver City?
And we got really bad damage here. There's houses wiped out. We're doing search and rescue right now.
Okay, so yeah, there you go. Silver City did get a direct hit. We've got another place now where more people are trapped. Houses have been wiped away, and that's just another sign that this thing is still down, and it's not going to end anytime soon. Guys, I would start and there's going to be a point where this thing does start to slow down. Okay, I don't want to say that this is going to be the never-ending tornado. It could dissipate in 20 minutes. But I'm telling you guys, if I lived down here and I was more than an hour in front of this thing, let's say I was in Vaden, Mississippi, I'd get in the car and I'd head south. I'm not kidding. I'd get away from that town. If I'm in Winona, I'd go north, get away from that storm, check into a hotel for a night, especially if you are in a mobile home or something like that. Now, I hate to tell people that. Once again, this thing could fall apart in the next 5 minutes, and you did that for nothing. But that's an option. That's an option. But if you are in Chula, for example, you do not need to do that. You do not need to do that. You don't have time to do that. You've got to run, not walk, to shelter because this thing is going to be right around the Chula area before too long. And once again, I'm hoping that this thing dies out. I hope that it's no longer a problem. And like, honestly, some of the most recent radar returns do look better than what we have been seeing. But what we have to keep in mind is that we're getting farther and farther away from this radar site. So I don't know if we're seeing actually like improved conditions or if we are, we're just seeing.
Hey, Ryan, do you copy?
The being farther away from the radar is not allowing us to see the actual details.
And we got.
Hey, Ryan, do you copy?
Yeah, go ahead, Riley.
Hey, I don't know if you've already said this on stream, but I've been talking to some of the chasers, so I haven't really been paying attention, but it sounds like Silver City is no better than Rolling Fork, and we're getting many of the same reports out of Silver City as we are Rolling Fork.
Yeah, we're going to have to go down there. My goodness, guys. Okay, keep us updated. Chris Hall. I don't think Chris Hall is injured. Wow. And this thing is ramping back up again. I keep hoping that this thing is going to die out so that we can get to work on the recovery down here. But guys, this is not. This is not dying out. This thing is ramping up again, going beast mode here, just to the north and west of Chula. If I'm in Oswego or Wyatt, once again, you're in the direct path of this thing. If it's as big as it has been, and there's no reason to believe that it's not, it's going to be a rough next couple of minutes. And you have to be underground, guys. You have to be underground, or you at least have to be in the most interior room of your home, in a closet, interior bathroom, with much protection on you, a helmet, a mattress off the bed, put as many layers of stuff between you and the outside world as possible. Put on a pair of shoes, because if your house receives significant damage, you are going to have to evacuate after the storm passes. You might have to walk over nails, wood, splinters, who knows what, right? You're not going to want to do that barefoot or in your night slippers or in flip-flops. Put on a good pair of shoes, pants, shirt, jacket. Get ready to go. Get ready to go. And then, once again, run, don't walk to your safe spot. There it is. Once again, this is the exact, pretty much where the tornado is, somewhere between Choctaw and Butler, ripping up debris here up towards, it's going to come towards Wyatt along 49 East here within the next little bit. I want to show you once again the debris cloud associated with this. If we go back, notice how this storm hit Rolling Fork. You guys remember that? Just not too long ago, the storm hit Rolling Fork. Now watch this area of yellow and blue above it. You guys see that? That's the debris field from this storm. So the storm ripped up pieces of people's homes, tree branches, et cetera, and lifted it thousands of feet into the air. And we can see that on radar here. And there's still like a ton of debris floating around up here. It's probably raining pieces of Silver City right now in Carrollton, in Winona, in Greenwood. This is how powerful this tornado is. It's chalked up, tons of debris, thousands of feet in the air, and now it's raining down in the forward flank way up here to the north of the storm. This is something that we haven't seen since the Mayfield tornado, at least that significantly. And once again, this thing is getting ready to go just to the north of Chula. If I'm in Chula, I'm definitely in my safe spot. I'm below ground right now, but we're going to hope that this goes to the north of town there. If you guys know where Scott Petroleum is, if you're from the Chula area, that's where I think the tornado is going to cross 49 East. And then it's going to go into the Morgan Break National Wildlife Refuge. And then it's going to go up towards Providence Road, and it's going to go through a pretty rural area once again, but it'll go through Acona, Black Hawk, and then eventually, this thing's kind of making a beeline for either Vaden or Winona, Mississippi here. And guys, there's a ton of storm chasers out here in Silver City and in Rolling Fork checking on people. And the news so far, it isn't great. I don't know if there's any more video or pictures out there, but this is the last one that we've got that we can show from Zach Hall. Once again, if anybody hasn't seen this, this is the extent of the damage in Rolling Fork, Mississippi. We're hearing that it looks very similar in Silver City, Mississippi. And And the storm that produced this damage, and this is definitely EF3, EF4, maybe even higher, is still producing a tornado near Chula, Mississippi. This thing's been on the ground for
Hey Ryan, it's
a
Brad.
long time now.
We've called back up to it. We're on, I think this is Highway 82, just west of Greenwood. We've got another circulation to the northwest of Yazoo City that probably needs to be warned as well, but we're going to try to get both of these.
All right. All right. Thank you, Brad. Keep us updated. Okay, so here's the radar loop. The rotation actually for the last couple of frames there has let up a little bit, so that's a good sign. Let's hope that this thing is done and it doesn't recycle. However, we can't count on that. Still would be hyper vigilant in Winona and Vaden as this is coming right towards you. And then let's see. Yeah, there's more rotating storms popping up down here near Vicksburg that'll come up towards Yazoo City as well. Yeah, and if you're just now tuning in, this is continuous coverage of a devastating tornado outbreak that's happening here in Mississippi right now. We've had multiple tornado emergencies. We've had multiple cities hit directly by large tornadoes. We've got people injured, trapped in their homes. Storm chasers have descended. They've ended their storm chase and have descended on these areas to help people in need. However, the storm is still moving and it's still damaging places right now. In fact, there is a tornado warning still for Cibola and Carrollton. So we're trying to cover that as well as give you the news of what's happening in some of these towns that have been hit. Reed Timmer sent out a tweet saying he's heading to Vicksburg Hospital with injured residents of Rolling Fork, Mississippi. They need emergency personnel now. Yeah, this is bad, y'all. I'm hoping here that we're seeing a decreasing signature and velocity, and we're going to have a little bit of a break. But unfortunately, that might not be the case. Oh my God. What's going on back here? This is another rotating area back here near Silver City. Another tornado might be trying to pop up right following the exact path of the big one there. So Chula, the storm's made it past you, but the threat isn't over yet. Yeah, another rotation over Silver City again. I wonder if we can reach out to them. Hey, I know that you guys are busy out there and you're helping people. But just to give you a heads up, the storm that you're experiencing now is producing another very significant area of rotation just to the east of the city. Okay, and we're seeing the CC drop pop back up here. So that, guys, this is still going on. This is not over yet. So once again, Black Hawk, Vaden, Mississippi, you guys are in the direct path of a very dangerous storm. It looks like it's trying to cycle. I'm hoping that this thing's going to calm down. But right now, it is producing another tornado and new debris is being lofted into the air. And once again, guys, we've got people in the background communicating with the people who we need to communicate with. And thank you guys so much, everybody that's watching right now, for helping us communicate the needs of our storm chasers. We've had requests for help in Rolling Fork, Mississippi, and Silver City, Mississippi, and I believe through the power of the internet, we've very efficiently been able to get that message out. And also through the power of the internet and you guys getting one of the support stickers on shopryanhall.com, we now have $63,000 in a matter of minutes from you guys that we can go immediately deploy and help people get whatever they need tonight and tomorrow and the next day down here in Mississippi. Myself and some team members here from the Weather House are probably going to load up tomorrow and bring a bunch of supplies down there and do whatever we can to help too. But unfortunately, we can't start planning that yet because this is still an ongoing situation. It's 10:06 p.m. on the East Coast, and this is going to continue to be a bad situation all the way through midnight or possibly even later. And my God, we got another. Are you kidding me? Look at this. That's probably a tornado debris signature right there. We've got another tornado that has just touched down just to the east of Silver City, which just got hit by a tornado not too long ago. Another tornado has developed here. Hopefully it's not going to be around long, but my goodness. Everybody imagine that. Imagine it coming out of your safe spot, thinking that the storm's over, and then boom, another one. But yeah, if I'm in Tula, I'm not letting my guard down. The main storm is past you, but this one right here, we have to watch closely. All right, there's your new debris ball as well. All right, let's go over to Radar Omega so we can really see this thing. This is producing significant damage here to the north of Etuma. And it's going to move to the north and east towards Acona. Watch the motion on this thing. Yeah, so you can see that this is going to go pretty much in this direction. It's going to go towards Highway 17 between Acona and Black Hawk. If we know anybody there, if you have family members or friends or anything like that in this general vicinity, please give them a heads up. There's a new tornado has popped out of this thing, and it is producing damage now. This is far from over, guys. Far from over. Yeah, still getting new reports in from Silver City and Rolling Fork. I mean, it's bad. So far, everything that I've seen definitely looks a little bit worse out of Rolling Fork. Silver City, maybe I just haven't seen the more harder hit parts of the town. But yeah, Rolling Fork definitely has been pretty much flattened. Riley, go ahead and start looking for hotels for people on our team that need a place to stay tonight, and just have Carly book them. You ready for that, Carly? All right. This is a pretty remote area. I don't know if there are hotels in. I'd say probably the closest place is going to be like Yazoo City. Anybody works at a hotel and can help us out here, figure out a way to get a hold of us. Discord is going to be probably the best way. Because I imagine that these places are going to fill up pretty quick with relief crews and stuff coming in. We don't want to take their spot or anything, but we do want our storm chasers to have a place to stay tonight. Yeah, sorry. I'm just looking at there's a lot of things going on in front of me here. I don't know if you guys know, but I have like a lot of screens, and I'm just trying to keep up with all the latest information that's coming in. Can't believe we have two significant areas of rotation like this, one right after another. This is nuts, guys. One of our tornadoes is currently near Acona, and it's working up towards Wiltshire. This will eventually make it up there towards Winona. This is Winona. This is Vaden. Earlier this evening, I said if I lived up here, I would be trying to get out of the way. It's getting close to now time where it's too late to do that. If you're just now tuning in and you're in Winona, do not leave. You're just putting yourself in the risk of getting caught on the road in a tornado. You don't want to do that. Just go ahead and get ready to get in your safe spot. Now, Winona and you guys along I-55 here, you're not under a tornado warning yet. But if this thing continues in the cycle that it's been going on, you will be. And this thing is going to go right through. Hopefully it goes between Vaden and Winona, and it doesn't make a direct impact to either one of these towns here. But it's probably going to go over I-55 somewhere here. So we don't want a bunch of people on I-55 when that happens. But yeah, just go ahead and get ready. Get ready to take shelter, and we'll keep with you the whole time. All right, this is from a viewer in Silver City. So that's a picture from Justin Stork in Silver City. Once again, some more of the damage photos coming in now. Update on Reed Timmer. So Reed Timmer was very close to the tornado as it went through Rolling Fork, Mississippi. The tornado went through the town. Reed came across a damaged house, and people were seriously damaged, cut up from the tornado. Reed put them in his vehicle and drove them to the ER. And now they have made it to the ER. So they have successfully made it to the ER through Reed Timmer. What do you think the tornado's rating is, Ryan? It's hard to tell. The National Weather Service decides that based off the damage. We won't know for a couple of days. But just based off of radar, and there's a calculation you can do called the Emerson calculation. It's an EF4 or EF5. That calculation is sometimes wrong, but it's definitely in the upper echelon of tornadoes. No doubt. And this thing is ramping up once again right before it makes it into Black Hawk. If we have anybody in or around Black Hawk, hopefully you're underground. We've been hollering about you for an hour now. But this thing is not giving up. It's still producing new debris, new damage here along Highway 430. It's going to parallel 430 all the way up.
If you can hear me, I'm currently in route.
All you guys are under a PDS tornado warning. And what that means is it's a particularly dangerous situation. It's a particularly dangerous situation. You're going to want to seek shelter right now. And this is, this is going to go on for a while, y'all. I still have reason to believe that this secondary rotation back here is trying to produce a tornado. Oh, and somebody tell Andy if he needs to talk to me, just do it through Zello. I had to kill the feed. Yeah, a new tornado debris signature. Oh my God. All right, so that escalated quickly. So this thing is producing big damage once again. And guys, look at this. It's going right towards Winona. It's going right towards Winona. We first started talking about this. It was a while ago. We knew it was coming this way. Hopefully everybody in that town is well aware of what's happening here. Because unfortunately, I believe this is the most populated area that this storm will hit. Winona is not a small town compared to what we've been seeing. Winona, Mississippi, a population of 5,000. So not a huge town, but compared to some of these other towns, this one's got a Walmart, it's got a Lowe's, it's got the whole nine, you know. And this is a big commercial area and residential area. So unfortunately, now we have to consider what's going to happen as this storm gets closer and closer to Winona. Also, Vaden. I'm not 100% certain that this thing's going to make a direct hit into Winona or Vaden because little changes can happen over the track of this thing. But it is almost certainly going to cross Interstate 55 somewhere between those two cities. And Fultz is right in the path of this thing. And Brad Arnold's right behind it. So Brad Arnold's on Highway 82 going towards Winona. So he might be able to get there before it does. I don't know. Winona needs to take shelter now. The entire town. Businesses. Nobody needs to ignore this one. Oh, boy. It gets bigger. Okay, so right now, this tornado is somewhere near the Enon Cemetery. Okay, this is in Mississippi. The tornado was near the Enon Cemetery or the Summerfield Missionary Baptist Church. It's going to cross Highway 35 right there. Sorry, guys, I got to. Sorry. Anyways, it's going to cross Highway 35 somewhere around the Summerfield Missionary Baptist Church. And then it's going to go towards Interstate 55. And let me just watch the track of this. Okay. We can hope that it goes exactly in the same line that it's been going here. And it goes kind of in between Vaden and Winona. But even if that's the case, even if that's exactly what happens there, it's still a pretty significant situation because there's a lot of stuff here. We got the Hazel Green Baptist Church, the Pepper Inn Scotland Baptist Church. We've got a couple of different commercial areas, and we also have the Winona Christian School here. And then also a lot of houses. Like this is a big time residential area. People live up and down Highway 51. parallels highway or Interstate 55. All those people are in direct danger. Also, if this thing curves just a little bit, it could make a direct hit into Winona or Vaden as well. So we want you guys to be getting underground now. We also have to start thinking about the future. This thing has been going for what seems like forever now, and it seems to show no signs of slowing down. This might make it all the way up to Eupora or Walthall. And if that's the case, it might make it all the way up there towards West Point, Mississippi. This thing could carry all the daggone way into Alabama if it wanted to. So if you are like in this area, you have to pay attention to this tonight. You can't ignore it. All right, so this is getting close to crossing the Highway 35 near the Summerfield Missionary Baptist Church now. And then it's going to go right on up towards Winona. Hope to goodness it misses to the south. This is a PDS warning. That's a particularly dangerous situation. Once again, Storm Chaser Brad Arnold is trying his best to get out in front of this thing. This is him right here. If I click on him in the Radar Omega app, I can see his feed. It looks like he's got intermittent connectivity issues. He'll be right back. But I can see there's 100 of you in the app right now watching along with me. And also we can see his feed above my head as well. Wow. Guys, I'm seeing more pictures now. I don't think I can share them. Not on the air. I'm retweeting them if you want to go see them on Twitter. But yeah, houses just completely slabbed back towards Anguilla and Luis, Mississippi. My God. Okay, so here's the 411. We're going to get right back to this. Let me show you the Emerson thing. This is Sam Emerson, the one that came up with the Emerson method. What was almost certainly a strong to violent tornado just impacted Rolling Fork, Mississippi, lofting debris above 30,000 feet and producing strong, long-lived velocity, coupled at above 80 knots, all of which point to an extremely high caliber tornado. Once again, that's potentially an EF4 or an EF5 whenever it went through. Guys, debris lofted 30,000 feet into the air. It's crazy. Okay, we got a new tornado watch. Now we got Nashville, Tennessee under a tornado watch. All of Middle Tennessee, pretty much, all the way down into Florence, Alabama, Jasper, Coleman, Albertville, and Huntsville, Alabama. This will go until 3 a.m. Central. It'll be a long night. Long night. So back to our current tornado situation. This big blue dot here is where the tornado is, and it's getting ready to cross Interstate 55 here. And the reason we know the tornado is right here is because this is the correlation coefficient. What this tells us is where things are in the sky that shouldn't be. So you see all this purple and all this stuff. This is where it's just raining or hailing. And, you know, like everything's about the same size. The radar can scan the cloud and be like, okay, there's a bunch of marble sized stuff in there. So it all correlates. And then it can look at raindrops and say the same thing.
New information.
But
this tornado warning
in
has
some
been
situations, there's a tree branch in the middle of everything else, or there's a brick in the middle of everything else. The radar notices that, and it drops the correlation coefficient because it doesn't correlate. And it paints that blue on the radar here, and that's why we know that there's a tornado there, because there's a lot of stuff in the sky that shouldn't be there. And as you just saw, we got another tornado emergency for Carroll County, Montgomery County, and Webster County, Mississippi. Guys, Winona is under a tornado emergency. This is the most early warning
a new tornado watch
a city has ever gotten. We've been talking about Winona for 2 hours. All right, we've seen this thing coming for a mile away. Everybody in that town needs to be in their safe spot. There's no, I hope to goodness nobody after this thing goes by says, well, it came out of nowhere. We didn't see it coming. Because, I mean, we've been hollering Winona for a long time. Now you are under a tornado emergency. This is the highest level tornado warning. This is one of the most dangerous situations you've ever been in your life. Okay? You cannot disregard this. You cannot go outside, look outside. Oh, let's see if we can see the tornado. You are in extreme danger and you need to get underground. If you can't get underground, you need to get into the most interior room of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. Okay? No windows, and you need to wear a helmet. You need to grab the helmet, the football helmet, the baseball helmet, the bicycle helmet, whatever you got, and you need to wear that. Your kids might have, sports helmets. Put those on them as well. And go ahead and grab the mattress off the bed too, especially if you're going into an interior room like a bathroom or a closet. Throw the mattress on top of it. A new tornado
watch has been issued.
People get hurt mostly by pieces of wood and pieces of debris falling on them. So just do everything you can to protect your head in this situation and brace for impact, especially if you are just to the south of the town of Winona near Fultz. This big tornado is producing significant damage right now, just to the south and west of Winona. It's officially crossed the road near Summerfield Missionary Baptist Church, and now it's going to cross Interstate 55, more than likely between Hazel Green Baptist Church and Acorner Church. All right, and then we're going to see it go across Highway 51 near the Pepper Inn and Enel Corporation and the Winona Christian School. All right, this is going to come dangerously close to the Winona Montgomery County Airport as well. And then we're probably going to see this go towards the Winona Country Club. Now, I hope that this stays on the same trajectory and it misses the town a little bit to the south, but those last couple of frames do look like it's a little bit displaced north. A lot of times you'll see tornadoes take a path like this. You'll see them occlude. And if that happens, that could take it right into the downtown Winona area. But this is one of those towns where a lot of people don't live downtown. A lot of the residential areas are just outside of town. And unfortunately, the area near Fultz there, where the airport is, all the way down to Oliver Road, that's where this tornado is going to do the most damage. That's where it's going to be. Chris, maybe it was Chris FL. I don't know. Oh my God. Okay. So the latest scan is not good. I mean, there's not a whole lot else that we can do at this point, guys. We've listed all the locations. We've said all the warnings a million times. We've told you what you need to do. If you're in Winona, brace for impact. This is a big tornado, y'all. This is going over Interstate 55 right now. And it's going to graze the southern side of town. And this might be occluding right into the city like we were just talking about. Once again, as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. We're going to get through this together. The less scared you are, the more sound decisions you'll make. So just get there, know what to do, get to your shelter, and then just stay with me. We'll get through this together. But we really have to start thinking about areas beyond Winona now. By the way, if this comes into town, just to give you an idea of exactly what's going on here, if you're in Winona, the tornado right now is pretty daggone close to the Winona Christian School. Okay, it's probably going to go right over the airport. All right. And then it's probably going to continue to go up towards the Pro Turf and Professional Tax Services area. It'll probably be near the Family Dollar on Highway 51 there, and then curve up Hayes Creek up there towards Old Mountain Outdoor Adventures. And eventually it's going to go over Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard on Highway 82 there. I hope it goes around the perimeter of the city like that. There's a good chance it goes right through the middle of town, but that's the best case scenario. Despite where it goes or what happens here, everybody in Winona, Sawyer, Kilmichael, Stewart, Duck Hill, all you guys need to be in your safe spot, and you need to be barricaded in there. You need to be ready to go, ready to evacuate if there's significant damage to your home, fire, gas leak, something like that. And then we have to start thinking about areas farther downstream. Once again, this is the tornado. This thing might try to literally cross across the entire state of Mississippi. The entire state of Mississippi. And one of the ways that that we can get ahead of this thing is the same thing I said an hour or so ago about Winona. If I lived down here in the Manatee or Dancy or Spring Valley, any of these places in Mississippi, I would be going north or south and trying my best to get to a more substantial shelter for the night, especially if I lived in a mobile home. Now, there's a chance that this storm doesn't even make it to you, and then you did it all for nothing. But there's probably a lot of people near Winona right now that are wishing they did that earlier. Let's see. My God, that is just not looking good. That is not looking good, guys. All right. Are we still on the best radar site? No. Okay. So if we switch over to the Tupelo radar, actually the debris signature is a little bit farther north. Now, it's not exact because we're seeing a couple thousand feet up in the air here because we're so far away from the actual storm because we're in a radar hole. But this doesn't look good. This looks like this actually might be going through Winona right now. A worst case scenario may be happening right now as a large, extremely damaging tornado is going through a populated city in Mississippi. Unbelievable. There's going to be a tornado impacting Winona imminently. This is not a good situation. It's either happening right now, or if you're in Winona and it's not happening yet, it's going to happen here in the next couple of seconds. Brace for impact. My God. Do we have people listening to scanner feeds? Okay. County is Winona in Carroll, Montgomery, Webster. Probably Webster. Okay, so there's like no radio feeds even available for this area. All right, so unfortunately,
a new tornado warning has been issued.
It looks like the town of Winona was directly impacted by a tornado, but we don't know for sure yet. Brad's getting pretty close.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Brad, I'm sure you saw on radar. It's hard for us to tell if the town of Winona took a direct hit there or not. If you see any evidence of that, please let us know as soon as you see it. Brad Arnold's getting ready to drive through Winona now in his pursuit of the storm. So he's not going to be able to see the downtown area.
We are just northwest of Winona right now. I do know that the power was out all throughout the interstate, so it did cross the interstate and knock out all the power.
And by the way, you can see the Brad Arnold's live feed above my head there. And yeah, sorry, I'm just reading a lot of stuff. Sorry, a lot of things happening here. Yeah, so if you're just now tuning in, we did have a pretty significant tornado just go around the Winona area. I'm still not seeing any direct updates from the town, but that's not a good sign. So you see the rapid expansion of the debris signature here. That means that either the tornado has just suddenly gotten a lot stronger and it's ripping up more trees and stuff, or it means that we are just now seeing parts of Winona enter the radar field here as the debris that the tornado has picked up is producing a large debris field. And unfortunately, that's probably what's happening here. By the way, if you're in Tupelo, Mississippi, watch out for pieces of Silver City falling from the sky here over the next hour or so. That is not a joke, and it's not an exaggeration. Huge debris cloud. Small pieces of debris probably at this point. Obviously, gravity is going to bring down the big ones. But little pieces of insulation, Polaroid pictures. It happens all the time. Notes, pieces of mail could be falling out of the sky from several, like 100 miles or more to your south in this debris field from that original tornado. Just waiting to hear a word from Winona. I'm hoping that we hear that it's all good. We're so far away from the radar side, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell what exactly happened here. And Brad Arnold hasn't been stopped. So Brad was able to drive completely over Highway 82 without getting stopped by power lines down or trees down on the highway. So that's good. So we'll see what happens there. So this is a video from Chris Hall showing the extensive damage in Rolling Fork, Mississippi. What a day. The rotation signature is so nuts. It's off the charts here, literally. Still producing new debris as it moves towards Walthall. So once again, if I'm in Walthall, Alva, or any of these places, I am getting to shelter right now. you don't have much time if you're in Sugar Hill or Minerva. That's coming directly towards you there. Once again, this thing just went through Winona. Yeah, it does seem like Winona took a direct hit, but there's two things that are happening here. It's a good thing that we haven't heard anybody say anything about it yet. That could be a good thing because maybe nothing happened and there's nothing to report. It could be a very bad thing because if a town is decimated, the last thing on your mind is to let Twitter know or to get that information online. So we're just waiting to hear the details.
A new PDS tornado warning has been
Okay, so we've
issued.
got a new PDS tornado warning for Calhoun, Chickasaw, and Monroe counties in Mississippi. This is a dangerous situation. Please take shelter now.
A new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, so that extends this all the way up to Houston, Mississippi. Guys, this thing's going to try to cross the entire state of Mississippi. By the way, there is a tornado warning up here for areas just north of Tupelo as well. Let's take a look at that real quick. That looks pretty significant. The rotation is definitely there. So now if we are in Baldwin, Guntown, Chapelville, or Mantachie, we've got to get to shelter. We got to run, not walk to shelter. All right, guys, real quick. I've been sitting here. I haven't got up in a while. I have to take a very brief break. I'll be right back. Man, that is not good. This is the beginning of a really strong tornado. This is a very common signature on radar where you see that huge inflow spike there. The thing that's going for us on this one, I really hope this one isn't going to be another long track monster. It could very well be a short track monster, but what's going on for us here is like we've got this big area of convection that's going to consistently try to choke this off. And then if that doesn't work, we've got all these little cells right here that are going to try to come up and destruct the supercell as it tries to form. This one's not all by itself, right? It's fighting for its life amongst these other cells. So let's hope it loses that fight. But in the fight, it is going to produce a big tornado here.
We're on Natchez Trace Parkway, headed to that isolated cell that's east of Lexington. I think this tornado setup still has a couple of hours left in it. So we're going to drop down southwest to see if that can really do anything.
Okay, so that's Brad Arnold. He is going after this storm here. So still lots of tornado tracking to happen tonight.
This
but
tornado
unfortunately,
warning has
we
been
have
upgraded.
another PDS tornado warning, y'all. This is a particularly dangerous situation. And oh my God, that is, once again, another picturesque supercell tonight. Something that you don't see very often. There's your debris ball. This has got a big tornado on the ground right now. Could be as big or bigger than the ones that we saw earlier, y'all. That is a scary looking radar imagery if I've ever seen one. That's quite unfortunate. Let's see. Yeah, so here's your tornado. It's just to the east of Egypt now. It's going to move towards Highway 45, and my goodness, this thing is going to make a beeline towards Amory and Hatley in Mississippi. Guys, we got to get the word out there. We have to get this out there. This is big. This one has the potential to be way bigger and more intense than any of the other ones that we've seen tonight. So what we need to do is make sure that every single soul in Amory, Lake Monroe East Subdivision, Tranquil, Becker, Hatley, Bigby, everybody that lives in this area needs to know what's happening here. Now, I don't know if this is going to be another long track. I don't know if this is going to be on the ground for a long time. Hopefully it's just down for a little bit, but it is down right now. And I can tell you what, it's producing monstrous damage. That is one of the most insane, significant ramp ups that you'll ever see on a radar right there. So once again, this tornado could be even bigger and more damaging than the ones that we saw earlier. Now, the thing is, we are much closer to the radar, so we're getting a more high definition view of the storm, right? So who knows what the other storm looked like this close up, but still, we have a literal hole in the middle of the velocity signature here because the tornado is so big. Or the rotating area is so strong, it's off the charts here. So there's your blue dot. That's our debris. This thing is ripping up trees and all kinds of stuff. And we have another monster tornado on the ground here in East Mississippi. Once again, if you know anybody in Amory, Bigby, or Hatley, or Quincy in East Mississippi, I don't care if they're asleep and they have to an early work shift tomorrow. You need to call them and call them and call them and set off their, whatever you've got to do to wake this person up. You will potentially save a life. Don't worry about being an inconvenience. Don't worry about it. They are going to thank you because this is a very significant situation that's about to unfold here in Amory if this storm doesn't die, and we hope that it does. Let's see. Let's come down here towards Amory, Mississippi. Yeah, so Amory, Mississippi, not a huge town, but not a small one either. These guys have a Jack's. There's a high school there. There's a McDonald's, AutoZone. This is your Mississippi small town. 3,000 to 5,000 people, and now we've got a monster tornado on the way to it right now. It just went past Egypt. Right now, the exact location of the tornado is somewhere around Graceful Blossoms or the New Hebron Missionary Baptist Church. If you guys know where any of that is, that's around where the tornado is. It's going to cross White Rock Road, and then it's going to go right up here towards the Highway 43 area. Near the house on Coontail Bed and Breakfast and the True View window tinting area. Also, the WREN Fire Department. The WREN Fire Department is in the direct path of this storm. If we've got any firefighters in this area, you got to get it. You got to abandon your station and get out of this thing's away or take immediate shelter now. I don't know if this is one of those like metal buildings that act as a fire department, or if you've got a substantial underground shelter or not. But that WREN Fire Department is in the direct path of this thing. From there, it's going to go towards Lake Monroe, Bubba's Boom Boom Room. That is on Google Maps. And also the Heritage Inn and Suites on the western side of town. Wow. Unbelievable. I'm honestly speechless. I mean, this is just an unbelievably strong tornado right now, guys. And I'm telling you right now, this is almost certainly stronger than the tornado earlier. I don't think I have personally ever seen signatures like this on radar, ever. I could be mistaken. And it could be because we are so close to the radar. We're just getting a really good view of it. But this is nuts. This is absolutely insane. And the scary part about it, too, is how deep the CC is and how tight it is. So notice how it's almost like a perfect circle, right? So the tornado is sucking up debris, right? And it's putting stuff in the sky that shouldn't be there. So that's why we've got a blue dot here. And the tornado's wind field and circulation is so strong that all of the debris that it's picking up, it's holding it in. The low pressure is like holding all the debris in one spot. Normally, the tornado picks it up and it gracefully goes up into the clouds and kind of spreads out a little bit. No, this tornado is so strong. It's like a magnet. It's like a black hole of debris, and nothing can escape the perimeter. That's what's happening here with this ultra strong tornado that's approaching Amory, Mississippi right now. Amory, sorry, I think I've been saying that wrong. Amory, Mississippi. All right, so it looks like Tranquil is taking a direct hit right now in Lake Monroe West Subdivision. If there are people in this area, once again, all we can do is just hope for the best. You almost have to be underground in a situation like this. There's not a lot of places above the surface of the earth where you can protect yourself from a storm this strong. So if we are in front of this thing, if we're at Amory, Becker, any of these places, you got to think about what you're going to do. We need to get into a basement, preferably. If we can't,
New information.
If we can't,
this tornado
the
warning
best you
has
can
been
do is
upgraded.
take shelter in a sturdy building. Make sure it is a home, not a mobile home. Brick buildings, preferably. And you get into the most interior part of that house. You want to get into an interior bathroom closet. You have to put on a helmet. You have to bring the mattress off the bed, throw it over you, and bring me with you, and put on a pair of shoes, because you might have to evacuate your home after receiving damage. You'll have to walk over nails, splinters, all this stuff. It's going to be an uncomfortable situation, but if you don't start acting now, it's going to be too late. This thing's moving fast. This is crazy, guys. This is I don't know what to say. This is bad. We've seen some really insane radar imagery tonight, some scary radar imagery. This is the worst. This is by far the scariest. And of course, we do have a tornado emergency in effect now. This is the highest level of tornado warning that could possibly be issued by the National Weather Service. This is a life-threatening situation. You're going to want to seek shelter now. And of course, we have a damaging tornado on the ground. Can we get Clement in the number one? A large, damaging, violent tornado on the ground with a seriously impressive view on the radar. You really just don't see that every day. Once again, if you know anybody, let me zoom out here. I want to show you guys. People are just now tuning in. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, where I'm talking about. If you know anybody in this purple polygon here, or even 100 miles out in front of it, it is the most important thing that we get a hold of those people right now. You got to call them. You got to text them. You got to FaceTime them. You got to Facebook message them. Whatever you've got to do.
PDS tornado warning
get these
has been
people's
issued.
attention as a catastrophic tornado is on the ground, and it's moving towards, once again, Amory, Mississippi, and then eventually it's going to move towards Smithville, Mississippi, and it will
PDS
eventually go on up
tornado
towards the
warning has been
I-22
issued.
corridor in Tremont and Hamilton. Now we've got Marion County, Alabama, under a PDS tornado warning, and the city of Hackleburg is included in that. Once again, you can be a hero. Let people know what's going on out here. It's getting late. It's midnight on the East Coast. It is Friday night. Hopefully not everybody's asleep, but some people got to work tomorrow morning. They retired at 9 p.m. We got to make sure those people understand the severity of the situation. Once again, if you're just now tuning in, we are watching a catastrophic tornado of historic proportions, maybe, move towards the town of Amory, Mississippi, and the radar presentation says it all. I mean, there's not a whole lot else I can say there other than this is the debris ball. We've got pieces of homes and debris being lofted thousands of feet into the air. And it looks like, from what we can tell, that the town of Amory is going to take a direct hit here. Now the tornado is pretty big, but if I had to pinpoint where it's going to enter the town, it's going to be over there near the Heritage Inn and Suites and Bill's Hamburgers. So if you know what I'm talking about, if you live over here, you know where Highway 278 is. It goes out of town towards Precision Communications and down there towards the Northern Mississippi Worship Center. Tornado is going to cross the river there, the Roadhouse Branch, right next to Heritage Inn and Suites, and then come into town from that direction. Now, it looks like it's going to go north of the Walmart, but I mean, this thing's so big, it's hard to tell. Right now, it's directly impacting that Heritage Inn and Suites. Once again, Bill's Hamburgers, the Piggly Wiggly, the Gold Connection, all these places are right around where that tornado is, and it's going to continue to go up towards the boat ramp up here, the Amory Golf Course and the community center, and eventually it's going to ride the 25 Highway 25 all the way up there towards the Monroe Gas Storage Facility. That's not good. And then also the FedEx facility, and then we've got the Stafford's Body Shop and Bob's Repair Shop. All in the direct path of this storm. And unfortunately, this thing is huge, man. And it's going to ride the zone between Highway 371 and 25 all the way up to Pool B, and then eventually maybe even into Smithville. My goodness. Once again, if you're just now tuning in, we've got a tornado emergency here. It's the highest possible level tornado warning that could ever be issued. And they only issue that when it's a life-threatening situation. Obviously, all tornadoes are bad, but some are significantly worse than others. This is one of the worst that could ever happen. So just keep that in mind. If you're listening to me, if you live in the path of this thing, do not play around with it. This is one of the most dangerous situations you'll ever find yourself in. Never seen anything like it. This velocity signature is unbelievable. All we can do is just hope that it goes away, hope that it dies out. It looks like Amory, or at least the northern side of Amory, did take a direct hit from a significant tornado. Now it's going to continue to ride this highway up towards Smithville, so we need Smithville to take shelter right now. God. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell from the radar, but there's a good chance that only the northern side of Amory got grazed here. So let's hope that happened. This is still on the ground. It's still a huge tornado. And it's riding Highway 25. Once again, some of the next places that are going to get hit by this thing are the FedEx on site. Potentially up there towards the Smithville Marina, sorry. And then, of course, Pool B. You guys know what I'm talking about. To the west of Smithville, we've got this lake that's going to be possibly directly impacted by this tornado. So if this does go on up towards Smithville, and it more than likely will, we're going to see this go up Highway 25, and it's going to enter Smithville on the side of the marina, down there where the Smithville Baptist Church is and the Dollar General. Okay, and it'll ride up 25, probably on the west side of town, but it's too early to tell right now. We've got to watch this thing frame by frame. It's wibbling and wobbling. It's hard to tell what the next move is going to be. Okay, here we go. That's the latest frame coming in here near Flynn. Flynn's getting ready to take a direct impact by a catastrophic tornado. It's going to go over Caldwell Road and then move up once again between Spurrell Chapel Church and Behold Home Furniture on the south and west side of Smithville. And what you're seeing above my head,
a new tornado warning has
is
been issued.
Brandon Clement. He's live in the Rolling Springs area in Mississippi. This is the massive first responder response. I mean, there's literally traffic of
new
the
tornado
firefighters and the
warning has been
EMS
issued.
and local people and help that's trying to drive into Rolling Fork to help these people. And I assume that, you guys helping to spread the word played a huge role in that, and people are getting help right now. So once again, thank you guys for everything that you're doing to help me and the rest of the people involved in this get the word out about what's going on. Okay, so huge tornado just went through Amory. We're just now starting to see the debris field get lofted into the sky, but we're still seeing really heavy and deep debris being seen right in this area. So once again, all we can do is just hope that this dies out soon. But unfortunately, it's probably going to last a few more minutes. And that'll take it right into Smithville or just to the south. Wow. There's your tornado, y'all. Once again, this thing it's wiggling a lot. It's not staying on like a straight path, so it's hard to draw out where it's going to go. It's kind of turning right now. So some other places that need to be watching out are areas south of Smithville as well. Smithville, we still want every one of y'all underground. But we're going to hope that this misses you to the south. Not likely, but if it does, we've got to watch out for the Maxey Cemetery, Parham Store Road, Pierce Chapel, Free Will Baptist, and Sculpted Beauty here. Those are the places, some of the commercial places and churches that are in the direct path of this dangerous tornado. Unbelievable, y'all. I want to go back here. Because this was the moment where I think it was obvious that we were dealing with a monster. It's very rare that you see a tornado that obvious on radar. And now it's still there, but the rotation is not dying off, but it's just a tiny bit less impressive. So instead of like a 2 mile wide tornado, we might have a 1 mile wide tornado now. It's basically the only thing that's changed. So keep that in mind as the storm continues to progress off to the north and east. The tornado emergency continues for Smithville and Hatley, Mississippi until 11:15 p.m. Central. And I want to emphasize that this is bad. Like I hope that Amory didn't take a direct hit, but whatever did take a direct hit was destroyed. I've been looking at weather and radars and stuff my whole life, guys. I'm almost 30, and this may be one of the most violent signatures I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. That was something else, and it's still something else. We still got a huge tornado down here, but I'm hoping that it continues to kind of let up a little bit. Smithville, though, and areas just to the south are taking a direct hit right now from a big tornado. Radar indicated winds of 180 miles per hour, by the way, near the surface. Radar indicated. So what actually happened on the ground was probably, could possibly even exceed that or come close to it. 180-mile-per-hour winds. So the storm is, impacting Smithville now. And next in line for this dangerous storm is going to be Turon. And then or it's going to go through a pretty rural area here. It's going to parallel State Line Road all the way to the state line between Mississippi and Alabama. So it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be able to, once it gets past Turon, it's got to go all this distance up here towards Highway 20 or Interstate 22 before it gets back into areas where there's a lot of houses and stuff like that. So hopefully in this stretch, it dies. Hopefully it dies in there and we don't have to deal with it anymore. Is that going to happen? Based off of everything that's happened tonight, I'm going to assume no. But at some point, the farther east these storms go, the less favorable the atmosphere is going to become for tornadoes. So at some point, this is going to end. I don't know if it's 5 minutes from now or 5 hours from now, though. It's something we have to track. Sorry, just reading some of the updates from Twitter. I'm also trying to see if there's any news with this Amory. I don't know if we're hearing anything out of that area, but man, that was a bad tornado. It just went through there. And I hope it missed the town, but whatever it did hit, I'm telling you, it's a bad situation there. Unbelievable. One of the most insane progressions of a storm I've ever seen. The good news is it does look like the base here is trying to bow out a little bit. So this is really going to try to cut off the inflow here. So this might die off at least for a little bit. We'll have to watch and see if it's going to recycle. But I'm really hoping that soon this is going to not be a problem for us. The closer that this gets to Hamilton and once again Hackleburg. Alabama is under this tornado warning. We don't want those guys to have to go through something like this again. So we're going to hope that this thing dies out. And there's a lot of things that are pointing towards that solution. We don't know for sure that that's going to happen, but we're rooting for that as we go forward. Okay, so we are getting reports now from the live scanner feed in Amory. The north side of town took a direct hit, and there is major damage. Amory Fire just advised on radio traffic that the north got hit bad and confirmed entrapment of homes. So we've got another severely bad situation in Amory now, guys. Let's see here. Where's Amory? Amory Fire. I think I can listen to that here.
It's Slim Sanity at Slim Chickens.
Oh. Why do I have ads? I pay for no ads. It's BS. Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, so I've got the emergency management feed. I'm not hearing anything, though. I could be doing something wrong. All right, but we've got people on the team that are monitoring those feeds behind the scenes anyway, so we'll hear that news as soon as it comes in. Guys, please keep me updated in stream text, everything that you're hearing. I know that Brandy is putting stuff in scanner feed, but copy everything over, anything. I'm blind right now. Okay, the good news is the rotation is letting up significantly. It looks like this thing went through Smithville and is now kind of unwinding. It's not done yet. We're still under a warning all the way up there to Hackleburg, and we want to stay in our safe spots. But the good news is it is letting up. I got an update from Chris Hall too. Rolling Fork has EMS from all towns around there now. Chris can't even get back into the town due to the overwhelming EMS on site. Wow. Amory Fire is struggling to get through the damage. There's lots of streets blocked by debris. Some updates on some of these towns that were just hit. Radio silence in Smithville, by the way. We're not hearing anything out of Smithville. But in Amory, EMS is calling for any assistance from nearby locations. We've got flipped trailers and excessive damage. Major damage in Amory. Do we have anybody watching right now that lives near Amory or in Amory? It's in a lot of Mississippi today has been significantly damaged by a tornado. This is the second or third town that may have been almost flattened by a tornado. This has been a very significant tornado outbreak today. Lots of people are in the chat, of course, asking, where's it going? What's next? What's happening with the tornado? The tornado, I believe, has lifted for now. However, this is still a very dangerous storm, and all the way up to Hackleburg and Hamilton, you guys have to be in your safe spot because this can recycle. It can put down a new tornado at any moment. And we got a
new
PDS tornado warning
has been issued
for Itawamba County, Mississippi. Trying to figure out what that is. Okay, yeah, so they've just issued a
new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
They've discontinued the emergency, or at least they're getting ready to. And we've got a new PDS warning for the last little part of Itawamba County here before this makes it into Alabama. So that's not for a new storm or anything. Still got a tornado warning for Florence, points up towards Athens here, but this is not rotating that much. It's a precautionary warning. Hold on, wait. Yeah, this one, this is going to try to recycle, I think. This is going to try to recycle as it comes into Bexar in Alabama. Hackleburg, once again, stay in your safe spot. According to radar, debris was being lofted over 20,000 feet as the tornado moved over Amory, Mississippi. Unbelievable what we've witnessed tonight, guys. This has been a tornado outbreak for the books. Somebody on the Amory police scanner said, "I don't even see the Exxon gas station anymore," and I quote. All of North Amory is gone. Guys, I would be playing this, but for some reason my account has ads and I can't skip them. It might be best that we don't listen to it anyways. It might be graphic in nature. I'm just trying to. Anytime this happens, I know there's so many people listening that have friends or family members in that town. They want to know what's going on. I just. We have the ability to relay the news, so that's what I'm trying to do. Guys, we can't we can't let our guard down in front of this storm yet. This is the one that's coming up towards Hackleburg. It's going to have another push to it. The good news is like it doesn't have a big wide open inflow area anymore. Like it really isn't going to have the ability to produce another monster tornado, I don't think, but another tornado is going to try to form here in that big circulation, I believe. So please, if you're in a tornado warning, take shelter. Amory Fire Department is saying they can't even get to most parts of the town.
This is 2 Charlie. Go ahead, sir. 3751. We advise all task force units coming to Amory are using R5 SE3. R5 SE3. Pass it on to 24 if you can, please. When you get to the station, as soon as this rain flags up, you're going to have to use the breaker to get around. We have still been able to get to the building.
So what we're listening to here is the Amory Fire Department.
Fire 1 to all my units, look in 33 traffic for just a few. 925, go ahead with your traffic. I'll just pass it on to you that task force units coming to Amory are going to be utilizing R5 SE3. R5 SE3. Let's go.
Unbelievable. The tornado that went through Amory is the kind that they put in historical documentaries of tornadoes. I don't know. I really hope that no like significantly populated area took a direct hit. It sounds like North Amory did. I don't know what that means. Amory is a pretty small town, so I don't know if that means like the actual downtown area, or if we're talking about significantly north of town. So we're going to keep relaying that information as we learn it. But I'm telling you guys, anything that was hit by this tornado is no longer there.
Fire 1, this is Fire 1.5. I'm deploying to Gilmore.
Right. So people are asking, was it worse than Mayfield? It's impossible to know. We won't know until we see the damage and hear the stories and all that. But I will tell you this: this radar signature, it was just as bad, if not worse, especially on velocity. I don't remember the Mayfield tornado looking that impressive on velocity. But like honestly, we're looking at colors on a map here. It's impossible to tell, and it really doesn't even matter. Both of them are extremely bad, and there's just so many people in Mississippi tonight that are homeless now, probably hundreds, if not thousands, and thinking about the trivial differences between which tornado is worse is probably the last thing that should be on our minds. But this definitely is one of the worst tornadoes that we've seen here on the channel that we've tracked together. And honestly, both of the big ones tonight have been in the top 10 or top 5 for sure.